Can I just
Guys,
speak to that for a second? There's just that
yes,
last
go
thing,
speak
okay?
to that for a second, and we'll get
Question of
into these clips
divisiveness.
because
Okay, so,
I think it's
you know,
important to
I
talk about
traveled
stuff. Go ahead.
for the month of July and a little bit beyond that.
Go ahead, baby.
Right. And one of the stops was in Switzerland, and I stayed in Tramelon, and I went to what they call the Anarchist 2023 in Sidemir, Switzerland, which is close to where I was staying. I went to see a presentation. You know Wendy, as a matter of fact. You've met her.
Yes,
My
I do.
friend Wendy Welsh, who has this idea in terms of struggle, political, whatever struggle, that maybe the next thing that we need to concentrate on is like locating concentrated power and chopping it down to size, so that as we organize and move forward, rather than looking at Godzilla, maybe we're looking at somebody we can take, And so actually, I helped to encourage her because I was supposed to present this with Cynthia McKinney myself. And I knew I was going to see her in Europe. So I said, why don't you do? So she said, all right. She presented. She had her own reservations about it. We got there. And as she was setting up to explain this idea, we were in a classroom with like 60 people. This little group of anarchists, they didn't want to hear what she had to say. They decided already that she was an anarcho-capitalist. And they kept calling her that and dismissed it. They said, we don't want to hear what you have to say because you're an anarcho-capitalist. So I intervened. I tried to intervene and said, look, why don't you guys shut the fuck up, basically, and listen to the idea, then criticize it. This is what grown-ups do. And they called me an anarcho-capitalist. Now, I'm not
You're an anarcho-communist.
Yeah, I'm not even an anarcho-communist. I'm just a communist. I've been a communist since before that kid's mother was born.
But you're a true communist to the point with Fiorella, right, where you want to eventually achieve a stateless society, correct?
Yeah. That's not anarchism.
That's what communism is. I'm sorry, guys.
From each according to his ability, to each according to his needs. Yeah, right. Exactly. With the state withers away, all of that. Yes. So I'm just saying, I'm looking at this. This is a group of people. It was a conference. I don't know, a couple thousand people all told at this thing. They were fighting like little kids in a schoolyard between them and with the people that were there presenting.
Yeah.
So, I'm not saying that this is typical of people that are doing political work. I hope that it's not, and I don't believe that it is. I also went to Paris on this trip and marched with the Yellow Vests, and it was an off week for them because it was like vacation week, but there were a few hundred people, and they were calm. They had a good time. They were handing out chocolate to each other and stuff in the park as they gathered and whatnot, and conversations about policy where people listened and talked and exchanged, ideas. This is what we have to do. Our politics has no room for that. And so you're right. I went too long with that already, but that was the point I wanted to make.